Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Yurt Life, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, December 28th, around 6 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. Coronal Hole 86 is about to face Earth, and the earthquakes have already begun. Today, we did have a moderate uptick with the 6.5 in Kuril, Russia. Keep calm. It's boom time. Freezing weather and snow headed to the south. Can you believe it? Let's check the forecast. Rain and light snow across the Midwest and South, as well as the East Coast. Unsettled weather across the West Coast. An upper low centered over the Midwest continues to bring rain and snow mix to the region through Friday. Light accumulations of snow will be possible. A strengthening coastal low will bring off and on rain chances to the East Coast. Meanwhile, a series of fronts will bring mountain snow and valley rain and coastal impacts to portions of the west. Let's take a look. There's that system in the east there and some snow spattering around. And as this bombs out, it will dip south, maybe all the way south to Alabama. How do you like them apples? And you can see snow continuing up in the east, specifically up in the northeast. If we take a look at total snowfall accumulation, you'll get an idea how far south that snow may go. It might even hit Georgia. Holy macaroni. All this is just going to be a dusting or an inch, except for the high elevations of West Virginia and possibly in the Quad Cities areas of Iowa there, looking like you could be picking up 5 or 6 inches. And this is through December 31st. Here is New Year's Eve through New Year's, January 2nd, January 3rd. As we said last night, it's going to be a quiet system as we head into the new year. January 4th, things start to heat up. January 5th, 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the models pick up, and the snow continues to fall as far south as Mexico by mid-January. And that means it must be cold. Yes, it's going to be cold. Take a look. It is going to be cold in the west, especially Southern California, as we head into the new year. Here's January 2nd. Look at those freezing temperatures, and look at the cold for the entire country. Amazing. And it is going to rapidly change as we hit mid-January. A huge plume of freezing cold air expected to dump down from Canada, bringing some extremely cold temperatures, negative double digits to areas like Wisconsin. And freeze warnings all the way down to South Texas, the nexus of the schmexes. So heed the warnings. By mid-January, it is going to be frigid. Seismic update. We did mention the 6.5 in Russia earlier. Several aftershocks there. Overall, not much going on. If we are waiting for a large earthquake, due to the coronal hole, it will happen in 24 hours or so when the majority of this is Earth-facing. So buckle up. As Iceland, a new eruption warning was issued right after the show last night. Imagine that. We actually know what we're talking about. In fact, it was all based on the uplift. Magma accumulation beneath Svartsengi continues, and the likelihood of another eruption increases. You can see the jump here on the 18th, moving in through Christmas, 25th, 26th, 27th. Uplift continues. And that means more magma is being placed, and eventually another eruption. So far, there's no seismic activity. We have one quake, but overall, there's been low-level activity as more magma fills that dike just north of Grindavik. Here, we're taking a look at seismic tremor. Yesterday, we said there was an uptick. It continued all the way through midday today. Huge jump in seismic tremor, and that can mean, this is all when it was erupting last time, that we are headed to a new eruption in Iceland. Worldwide volcano news update, Liwotobi. You can see here eruptions persisting there in Flores, Indonesia. A beautiful shot here of Santa Huito volcano in Guatemala. Strong degassing, and eruptions continue as glowing lava blocks detach from a lava dome. It's a lot to say there. We've got Popo to 20,000 feet, Fuego to 15,000, Nivato de Ruiz to 24,000 feet today. Reventador, no volcanic ash emissions. Good news there. As the latest update on the Reykjanes says, seismic recordings detected 730 earthquakes around the area of the dike, of which 40 were above M1, and it could be boom time in Iceland. Space weather news, the sun is quiet. The latest HMI intensity showing, well, not much at all. at Solar Max here. A few pinpricks of sunspots, nothing imminent turning in on the limb, but we are waiting for the sunspot that produced the X flare, and possibly that will be visible in the next 3 days. That's what they say. Now, the bad news is coronal hole 86 will be facing Earth tomorrow and throughout 24 hours after it faces Earth. So for the next 2 days, we will have an enhanced risk for large seismic events, large 7 magnitude or greater. Now, the year in a word, and the word is Anthropocene. Scientists warn that climate change, polluting, and diminishing biodiversity has pushed the world to a new era. And we might officially enter the Anthropocene epoch in 2024 if enough fear-mongering climate changeists vote for it to happen. Now, scientific bodies are due to make an official decision in the coming year about whether to declare new geochronological unit precipitated by the impact of humans on Earth. Now, this would be unlike any other geologic epoch ever proposed because none of them have to do with this premise, which leads me to believe that if they allow this to happen, we've entered a new level of stupid. Speaking of stupid, beer sales plunged to the lowest levels in 24 years, thanks to Bud Light's brilliant campaign and Go Woke, Go Broke. How do you like them apples? Bad news coming from North Korea as Kim Jong-un is preparing for war, citing unprecedented U.S. behavior and a dementia-ridden, puppet named Biden. And that's a boom. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that is a boom to knowledge.